All right, are we good, Christy, to get started? All right, is everybody ready? Looks good. All right, well, thank you all for coming out on probably minimal sleep. I know how I'm feeling right now, and we'll sleep Wednesday, I guess, because we're not done yet. Well, first of all, and we'll have more to say about this tomorrow, of course, but just off the cuff, I mean, obviously, congratulations to the team, the players, the coaches, the management, the front office management, the business side, all the staff, everybody in the arena. I mean, what an amazing and historic moment for that Thunder family. And obviously, of course, and the owners who, have made all of this possible since 2008. Clay and his group obviously deserve a lot of the credit for all of this. But obviously, congratulations to Oklahoma City. What a monumental moment in our city's history. Our team has achieved sports immortality, and that opens doors for us as a community that we'll be walking through, not just for years to come, but decades to come. And that's what was really accomplished last night for Oklahoma City. These last few weeks, I've said something similar relative to being in the NBA Finals, that, win or lose, this is such a platform. There's hundreds of people here covering this from around the world. Every conversation for the next 5 years will start with the Thunder because of this opportunity, win or lose. But win extends that opportunity really into perpetuity, because now you're a champion city, and that can never be taken away from you. So it's just an amazing moment, and we'll certainly try to capture some of that tomorrow. And I just want to congratulate everybody for planning this in just a few hours. I'm kidding. This has not been planned in just a few hours, as Coach Carlisle pointed out yesterday, apparently. But the reality is this is a Herculean effort, especially if you want to do it right. There probably has been a community that's planned this in 48 hours, but it probably didn't go as smoothly as I hope tomorrow will. So too many names to mention, but so many amazing people have been working on this for weeks, and they had to. I mean, that's just the reality of it. We understood that it might not happen, and that's part of the deal. And we certainly didn't ever want to step on what the team was doing, but we wanted to celebrate this in appropriate fashion, and to do so, we had to plan. And so there's a lot of city staff involved in this, and that's what you see obviously represented up here, but certainly much credit to the team and the Chamber of Commerce, downtown OKC. Lots of entities in our city have pulled together to make this possible. And what this is merely the biggest event in the history of Oklahoma City. This is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. Somebody told me yesterday that OU 1985 football championship team had a parade in downtown. Something for you to research, Steve. I was told that the Blazers, I think, maybe had something. So there's some precedent, but obviously the numbers are going to be staggering tomorrow, and that's exciting. And I'm not trying to diminish them. I will say here at this podium today, I want to invite all the residents of our city, that's 712,000 people, all the residents of the metro area, that's 1.5 million, all Thunder fans across the state and across the world to come. I recognize that everybody will, or is interested, or is physically able, but you are welcome. If you want to be here, this is the moment you've been waiting for. And interestingly enough, people have talked to me literally about this for 2 years. It's like people really are into parades, as it turns out. And they've been waiting for this. So here it is. So come. And along those same lines, and I don't do this lightly. I mean, I understand what I'm about to say puts pressure on employers, but I wouldn't do this under any other circumstances. But I do encourage the employers of Oklahoma City to accommodate the attendance of their employees and those who are in charge of any one schedule, whether you have a meeting, whether you have a gathering of any kind. I apologize for the inconvenience, but these moments only come along once in a lifetime. And I say that saying I hope that we're on the start of a dynasty, but you only get your first championship once, and it truly is once in a lifetime for our city. And I hope that as to the greatest extent possible, people can allow anyone whose schedule might be a little bit in their control to come and participate in this. Okay, so having said that, having just encouraged basically 4 million people to come to downtown Oklahoma City tomorrow, I now want to ask everyone who does come for your patience, for your grace, And for a full understanding that though what we may outline today is, maybe a couple hours of programming, this is an all-day affair if you want to come to this. Like this, the ingress and egress is going to be hours, right? I mean, where would you even park all these people? I mean, think about the things that we have here of the greatest magnitude. Things like the Kings of Leon concert that had, I think 30,000 people. Things like our games that have 18,000. And then obviously multiply that times many, 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 many multiples. We're just not built for that. And we're not gonna be able to build for that in the next 24 hours. So, things that you may have thought were once absurd, like, I don't know, parking your car in Paseo and walking to downtown, right, are things you have to consider tomorrow. And obviously public transit is something we want to strongly encourage. And we're gonna have our public transit director talk about that in a moment. But expect lots of walking, expect lots of time, and just be ready to show grace to each other. Exhibit the Oklahoma Standard tomorrow. And bring water. And that's critical. I mean, think about all those people. You can't even assume, hey, I know where there's a gas station, I'll just jump in there. I mean, the shelves will probably be empty. I mean, you gotta kind of take care of yourself tomorrow. Bring some water, bring a bottle, that you can maybe refill. And I think we'll speak to that probably in a few minutes as well. Okay, now let me give you a little bit more detail about what we're even talking about. So there's really two main components open to the public, and a third component that's more of that's just a television event. And so let me lay all that out. So starting at 9, there will be some programming inside the arena. That is not open to the public, but that will be broadcast on television, and that will be broadcast on the screens around the parade route and in Scissortail Park. So, of course, we're encouraging people to get going early. Though the parade starts at 10:30, you shouldn't be trying to arrive in downtown at 10:30. You should be trying to arrive much, much earlier. And I guess I can tell you will be entertained as you stand there waiting for this to begin, because there will be some programming on the screen starting at 9. The public event that everyone is invited to commences at 10:30. That is going to start on Northwest 10th and North Harvey. That will head south on Harvey, then west on Fifth Street. And by the way, there's a map of all of this, but just for a verbal description. You're going to go down Harvey from 10th Street, then we're going to turn west on 5th. We're going to go south on Walker to the Oklahoma City Boulevard, and then we are going to go east on Oklahoma City Boulevard, and then turn on Robinson, and the parade will end at Southwest 6th. Parade lasts, we think, an hour and a half for everything to get through. And then there will be a closing event and some remarks at Scissortail Park. So there's kind of two components, parade and the closing event. But you can watch the closing event on the screens that will be displayed throughout the parade. And so you just kind of have to make choices. I mean, some people will have the physical ability to sort of follow the end of the parade if they want down to Scissortail Park, but that's not for everybody. And some people may want to just park down here, park themselves, not their car. That opportunity will have sailed, I'm sure, by 5 a.m. But park themselves down here and and kind of enjoy it here. But I would say this will probably be, this being the Scissortail Park area, will most likely be by far the most crowded part of this whole place. So if you actually want to see anything, you might want to be at 10th Street. You might want to spread yourself out, down up on Harvey. I mean, think about how hundreds of thousands of people spread across, mile and how long is this? Have we a mile? 2 miles? Think about how 2 miles sounds like a long way, but dropping hundreds of thousands of people along that is obviously going to create situations where it's many people deep. And so your parade strategy is probably best executed by trying to be in some of the places farther from Scissortail Park. That's just my thought. You obviously have to make your own decisions about where you want to be. Okay, so all of these details and more, I think we're going to be continuing to enhance some of the information available at the website in the hours ahead. But okcparade.com is the website for all of this. okcparade.com. All right. Before we get to our guests, let me make sure I've covered everything that Christy Yeager has provided. I should add, street closures are starting to happen now. And so it's already getting a little rough in downtown. And that brings me to a point I made last night that I want to reiterate today. If you have a downtown business or entity, normal operations are not possible tomorrow, and I apologize for that. But analogize it to a weather closure, an enormous snowstorm or something. I'm the dean of a law school downtown, so I'm actually dealing with this morning. We're closing. It's not possible to continue functioning on Tuesday. So there's the ask of employers across the city to allow their employees to participate, and then there's the reality of if you are downtown, you simply cannot continue your normal operations on Tuesday, and you will have to probably act accordingly. A few tips to enjoy in addition to what I've already said. Arrive early, obviously. 10:30 parade start, but you should be thinking, it's up to you. You may use your own judgment, but I think if you're not thinking about getting down here by 8 or 9 o'clock, I think you're putting yourself in a challenging situation. And you may want to get here much, much earlier than that. That's up to you. The parade route will be blocked off. And so just think about that. It's kind of like the marathon. If you're on the wrong side of something, you won't be able to get to the other side of it. So if you park on the west side of the parade route after 8:30, you will not be able to get to the east without going, very far north or south. So make a plan on that. And again, just be ready for inconvenience. Cell service. Our cell infrastructure of downtown Oklahoma City, is Jennifer Nakayama here? How many people work in downtown? What's our downtown population that we tell people? About 80,000 people is what we generally have a downtown built for on a standard workday, and imagine that times many multiples, right? So have a plan, have a meeting place, have other ideas for how to communicate with people. Cell service is going to be very, very difficult. And so, maybe set up some meeting places with anyone that you have to separate from. Again, bring your own water bottle and snacks, food and water. I'm sure there'll be as many opportunities as people are going to try to provide for you. But again, just with the sheer magnitude of the numbers, it's going to be challenging if you didn't bring your own. Okay, there will be 3 viewing screens along the route. So screens are places where you can see that 9 o'clock programming we talked about, and where you can also watch, what's happening elsewhere in the parade. And those are at Bicentennial Park, where a sign language interpreter will also be placed. Together Square, not everybody's familiar with that phrase. That is where the basketball courts and futsal is, just west of Mary Gardens. Correct? Yes, Christine? Yes. And then, of course, Scissortail Park. Safety is the number one priority, of course, and safety in every which way, right? From everything from heat safety to public safety. So I certainly want to thank all the police officers, the firefighters, EMSA workers, public works, and utilities employees, and everyone else who will be keeping us safe tomorrow. These are people who obviously don't get to get off work tomorrow to come to the parade. They will be at the parade, but they will be working to protect us and to support us, and we're so grateful for that. And so that is a good segue to our first speaker, our police chief, Ron Bacy, who will come up and share a few thoughts about the public safety elements of this tomorrow morning. Chief, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Difference between a small forward and a point guard. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here. First and foremost, I want to offer my congratulations, echo the thoughts of the mayor, to the Thunder organization. I said this last week. A lot of people don't know this. They won the G League championship last year and the NBA championship this year. So for those people who say that Oklahoma City's on the map, we've always been on the map, but now we're in the history books. I want to point out a few things. Our goal is to keep everyone safe tomorrow. We're working very hard to do that. I want to thank our public safety partners for helping us last night with what was a really large crowd. I want to specifically thank Captain Audria George and her team that have worked tirelessly leading up to these events to try to make sure that everything went smoothly and, again, to keep people safe. This job comes with a lot of sacrifices, and for the men and women of various law enforcement entities that helped out last night, one of those sacrifices was not watching the game, but watching our community to make sure that people were safe. And I want to thank them, each and every one of them, because this is their victory just as well as everyone else in this city. We all hold Oklahoma City very close to our hearts right now. We're very proud. some safety tips that are really big priorities for us tomorrow is number one, no drones, no fireworks or grills for you tailgaters. Please, please, please. In order to keep things running smoothly and keep people safe, please stay behind the barriers. Don't leave bags unattended. And if you see a bag that's unattended, please report that. Call 911 or reach out to your nearest police officer. There will be plenty, and let us know. Please, if you see anything suspicious or anything that's inappropriate, please also alert the police so that we can respond accordingly. And again, try to keep people safe. Please celebrate responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And again, to echo the thoughts of the mayor and double down, cell reception will be a little spotty with that much bandwidth. So, number one, if you're bringing kids, please, please, please stay with your children. Number two, make sure that your children know your contact information or have that contact information on them. And third, have a plan. Have a plan to meet at a certain location if you get separated. Again, this is unprecedented for this city. It's probably one of the biggest things we've ever had to celebrate. We want everyone to be the best version of themselves. You know, the Oklahoma City Thunder have represented this city on the biggest stage there is, and they did it brilliantly. We want to make sure that we celebrate them the exact same way they represented us. So, again, I'm going to ask everyone to be on their best conduct. One city, one team. Let's take care of each other. Let's go Thunder. And without further ado, I want to welcome my friend, Chief Kelley from the fire department.
All right, I got to move it up here a little bit. I'm kind of a tweener, so I'm gonna wear the championship hat. I'm not one that gets to celebrate a lot of championships. I had to think about it. I think my last one was in 1994 when I won the fire department volleyball championship. It's not on a big stage like we are today, but you know, when I thought of this and was thinking about what we're going through, the mayor said it earlier, and thank you, Mayor, for your comments, and Chief Bacy, and you know, it takes a team effort to really accomplish what's going on in our city. And I thought of what the mayor brought up was the Oklahoma Standard, and that's so important, and I'm going to tie that back to how we take care of each other, how we respond, and it really is what embodied this Thunder team. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What a great time in our city, but really if you think about the care, compassion, grit, determination, and all of us coming together as a team, they embodied that. And it's so important, and I'm asking you tomorrow as you come together as part of this city that you also embody that Oklahoma Standard as we take care of each other. A couple things I really want to point out is, you know, this didn't happen overnight. You always listen to Coach Dagnall, and he always talked about they win the days in between the games, and that was from pre-planning. And what we're asking you is to pre-plan for this event tomorrow. So some things that I want you to be prepared for when you show up down here to have a good time and celebrate is, remember the weather is going to be in the 80s, so it's going to be actually closer to 90 tomorrow. And you know how Oklahoma City and Oklahoma weather is. You might get a little wind, but not a whole lot, so you want to make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure you wear appropriate clothes, loose clothes, good shoes. You're going to be walking, so make sure anything that you get around in. Sunscreen, make sure you take care of yourself in that. And when we talk about hydration, we're thinking about tomorrow. You get ready for the game tomorrow, today. So make sure you're staying hydrated today. Really, when we look at that, we talk about hydration is about half your body weight in ounces of water. So you can figure that out, but make sure you're drinking that today. If you know you're coming down here, pre-plan so we don't have an event while you're here. Throw in some hydration, some type of Gatorade or something in that to help make sure that you're staying hydrated. Bring a bottle with you. We're going to have some hydration stations in several different areas throughout the city. The west side of the Scissortail Park, the community court at Reno and Walker, Together Square, and then Bicentennial Park, which is out in front of the Civic Center. So those will be areas you can fill up your water bottle. And I would probably say bring a thermos, something you can keep cold. But remember, stay ahead of that. Hydrate today, making sure you're planning and doing all the things. We're going to be here to make sure you're safe in our city. That is what we're set up to do, designed to do. The police department, EMSA, everyone is pulled together in that. The Oklahoma Standard to make sure it's safe. We're excited to see everyone here. Remember about shoddy cell service. We're so used to picking up our phone and calling 911. Have a plan. The other part of that plan is see something, say something. If you see something that doesn't look right, say something. If you see someone that's having an emergency, find a police officer, find an EMSA worker, find a firefighter, find someone in a city uniform and tell them you have an emergency because you may not have cell service. So plan ahead in that area. So it's so important we all pull on this rope together, and we're excited to have a great time in our city tomorrow to celebrate this championship with the Oklahoma City Thunder and everyone involved in the city. And at this time, I'm going to ask one of my good friends to come up here, the Director of Operations for the Western Division, Michael Parrish, is going to come up and give you some few notes on that. So thunder up.
Good morning. It's exciting to be here. This is truly a historic moment. I'm born and raised in Oklahoma City. Never would have thought I would have seen the chance or seen the opportunity to have a professional NBA team and win the championship. It's pretty amazing, and very proud to be a part of it. As Chief was saying, I just kind of want to give a rundown and talk a little bit about what we're planning for tomorrow and kind of go over some things that we've been working on. First of all, I'd like to say, EMSA, we're proud to be a part of this extensive multi-agency effort and the planning started weeks ago. We were preparing for this. We've had not only local and state help come from different departments and federal agencies. We've been all the way through getting help from all over the country. Our teams are fully integrated into this unified command structure to ensure real-time coordination and response to any situation. Our top priority tomorrow is going to be public safety. To that end, we've implemented a scalable, layered medical response plan designed for dense urban environments and large crowds. I expect it's going to be very densely crowded tomorrow, so please, like Chief was saying, stay hydrated. That heat's going to go up. You're not going to feel that wind. Stay hydrated and bring some sunscreen. We're also going to have fixed first aid and cooling stations along the parade route. If you start to feel like you're getting too hot, dizziness, you stop sweating or anything like that, immediately look for not only a police officer, a firefighter, or EMSA personnel, but those first aid cooling stations will be definitely a major help for you. We will also have mobile response teams on foot, on bikes, golf carts, and ambulances to reach out, to reach patients quickly, even in a tight or crowded area. Please keep an eye out for them. If you do see them, just try to give them some room and space to work. Take care of our community that's out there. We do have ambulance strike teams as well positioned at key access points for rapid transport. So whenever if we do have a